Adrian Smith to Cox, moving down the left side. Turns at the corner. Flips one to Hatton, breaking through, and he's fouled from the rear by Bobby Williams of Ole Miss. That's the first foul on Williams. And the fouls now are coming thick and fast. Vernon Hatton is on the Kentucky free throw line. He's hit 4 out of 6. Hatton is shooting 1. With the ball game all tied, 63-63. Hatton shoots. It's good. Kentucky eases back on top by 1 point. Hatton has a bonus try coming. Hatton sights. Shoots. Good. Kentucky 65, Mississippi 63. All 10 players in backcourt. Pass is high to Joe Gibbon. Rebels got a 3-2 break. Gibbon down the middle against Krigler. Lays it in. Good. Goal counts and a foul against Joe Gibbon of Ole Miss for charging.
Basket is good by Gibbon.
So that's 4 fouls on Joe Gibbon. Well, Gibbon of Ole Miss has 4. And Graves, who's not in the ball game, has 4. But the field goal by Gibbon is his 11th and ties it up 65 all. John Krigler is on the Kentucky free throw line. Shooting good. Krigler missed all 3 of his free throws in the first half before breaking the string with this one, and a bonus shot coming as Kentucky moves back in front by 1 point. Bonus shot good by Krigler. And the Cats lead again by 2 points, 67 as we 65 as we move into the last 6 minutes of the ball game. Gibbons got it against Cox, moving up the backcourt, double teamed as Hatton moves in on him, whips to Carter Brown, back to Atherton, breaking down into front court. Atherton setting it up for the Rebels as they trail by 2 points. Passes over to Bobby Williams, moves to the right, whips to Gibbon, fakes Hatton, turns and shoots, no good. Slap to the outside, taken by Gibbon, moves in, fakes, jumps, and it's no good. Inman knocks the ball away out of bounds, goes to Kentucky. Adrian Smith hands it to Vernon Hatton and takes a return pass. As Hatton says something to him, he gives it back. Kentucky leading 67-65. They are in possession. Hatton passes down the right side to Krigler, passes it to Adrian Smith and to Beck at the free throw line. Moves to the right, gives to Hatton. Hatton moves out, fakes. As Inman picks him up, he backs away. Over to Adrian Smith. Down the right to Krigler, who moves out, gives to Hatton. Hatton shoots from 25 feet and misses. High for the rebound is Beck. No good. Krigler goes for it and drops it on the floor. Cox picks it up. It's rolled away from him out of bounds. Goes to Ole Miss. Atherton passes quickly to Gibbon. Gibbon breaks down to get open from 15 feet and shoots good. And a foul on the play against Johnny Cox of Kentucky. The goal counts to tie it up 67-all. Now Kentucky has 3 men, Krigler, Cox, and Calvert with 4 fouls, as Gibbon gets his 12th field goal of the game to tie it up 67-all and 1 free throw coming. Gibbon has hit 3 out of 5 free throws. 4 minutes, 49 seconds to go as Gibbon shoots. It's no good. Johnny Cox rebounds for Kentucky, drops it, but Hatton picks it up on the roll. Up the way to Adrian Smith. 67-67 now as we move back into front court. Here's Hatton faking a break, spins to the free throw line, drops the ball, picks it up, hands off to Adrian Smith, moving to the left. Pivots, comes back out with it. 4.5 minutes to go. Kentucky leading. Tied up. It's tied at 63 all, 65 all, now 67 all. Here's Adrian Smith over to Hatton. Setting about 35 feet straight away, moves to the left off a screen by Beck, then breaks, lays it up, no good. Beck taps, no good. Gibbon rebounds for Ole Miss. Kentucky had some good shots then. It's 2-on-1. Atherton pulls up, passes out deep to Gibbon. Breaks left, takes a 20-foot jump shot, short and off the rim. Gibbon drives in to get the rebound, but he can't get out, and a whistle. Jump ball between Krigler and Gibbon. Joe Gibbon at 6'4" will have 1-inch height advantage. 4 minutes, 3 seconds to go. The game tied 67 all. Krigler and Gibbon move in against each other now. Here's the tap, goes to Cox, knocked away, picked up by Gibbon, and he walked with it. Out of bounds to Kentucky on the side of the backcourt. Adrian Smith into Vernon Hatton. Back to Smith, over to Hatton, the moves past the dividing line. Mississippi is sinking the defense now. Over to Krigler, back to Hatton, moves down the right side against Bobby Williams. Looks for somebody open, gets it to Beck at the free throw line. Back to Hatton, who backs away, setting it up with Adrian Smith. Smith breaks out to the free throw line, gives to Hatton. 3 minutes, 40 seconds to play with a score deadlock, 67 all. Over to Krigler, back to Smith. Breaks down the left side against Bobby Williams. Turns, can't shoot, and a whistle, jump ball. Bobby Williams and Adrian Smith jumping, giving Ole Miss 2 inches height advantage. Now Mississippi's calling timeout. According to our record, their 5th one of the ball game. So here's the situation. 3 minutes and 32 seconds to go. Kentucky and Mississippi tied up 67 all. A jump ball at the Kentucky free throw line with 6'2" Bobby Williams having 2 inches height advantage against Kentucky's Adrian Smith. Ole Miss is notified by one of the officials that they have just taken their last timeout, the 5th one of the ball game. Kentucky has been charged with 2. The game was tied up at 63 all, 65 all, and right now 67 all. Kentucky has hit 11 out of 30 shots in this half, a .367 percentage. Mississippi has outscored them on field goals. They picked up 12. Mississippi has 2 more field goals than Kentucky. Now the warning horn sounds, and hold on to your seats, because here we go. 3 minutes, 32 seconds to play. Mississippi, which called the timeout, is ready to go. Kentucky still in the huddle. Now Kentucky moves out of the huddle with no change in either lineup. Mississippi will have 2 inches height advantage.
Cox for Kentucky.
A correction on us here. Johnny Cox is out, and Johnny Brewer is in the ball game for the first time. 21-year-old senior from Anchorage. Brewer is 6'3", weighs 182. Smith and Williams in, ready to go now, giving Ole Miss the advantage on the jump. Here's the tap, goes to Carter Brown of the Rebels, and Mississippi's got the ball with the game tied 67 all. Bobby Williams against Adrian Smith, moves in front court, and a charging foul against Williams of Ole Miss. His second personal.
Foul called on Bobby Williams, his second.
3 minutes, 25 seconds to go as Kentucky's Adrian Smith will go to the free throw line. He's hit 4 out of 5. Smith up for critical shots now. Of course, right now, every shot is a critical shot. On the line, Adrian Smith, feet close together. Set shot, free throw, in and out. Tap by Beck, no good. Knocked by Krigler, no good. Taken off by Joe Gibbon. He gets away as Kentucky fails to score. Gibbon goes down the middle against Brewer, hooks it up, and it rolled off of the rim. Smith rebounds, knocked away, picked up by Krigler. He hands to Ed, backing up the way to Adrian Smith. Smith gets it in front court now. That ball by Inman almost went in. Down the left side to Krigler, moves out, gives to Smith, moves down near the corner. Turns his back to Williams, takes it out, gives to Hatton. He fakes to shoot from the outside. Atherton comes in a little bit too close for comfort. Brewer breaks, and Hatton shoots from 30 feet, no good. Tapped up by Beck, no good. Knocked out of bounds by Carter Brown of Ole Miss, and it goes to Kentucky. 2 minutes, 47 seconds to play. 67 to 67. The score is Beck to the left of the basket, over the baseline, calls his play, puts the pass to Adrian Smith on the left side, breaks out against Williams, goes for the basket, lays it in driving. Adrian Smith gets his third field goal. Kentucky leads 69-67. 2.5 minutes to go as Williams of Ole Miss moves back in front court. Crisscrosses, gives to Atherton, who drops the ball but picks it up without moving his feet to prevent walking. Dancing away from Adrian Smith, moving to the left, staying deep. Now cutting back to the right. Looks for Gibbon, in on the pivot at the free throw line. Can't get it to him. Over to Brown and back to Atherton on the left side. Atherton fakes, breaks out, gives to Bobby Williams. Moves down the left side. Looks for Gibbon, can't get it to him, and Gibbon does get it now from Atherton, spins in, walks with it. Gibbon seemed to let his foot get away from him, and he took a short step. Goes to Kentucky. Adrian Smith into Vernon Hatton. We're into the last 2 minutes of play. Kentucky leads 69-67. Krigler moves out. Hatton moves in on the left side. He's left wide open, so he shoots. No good. Hatton gets the rebound, taps it in. Vernon Hatton gets his fourth field goal, and Kentucky leads 71-67 with 1 minute 40 seconds to play. Mississippi's got to go for it quickly now as they're down by 4 points. Kentucky has been on top no more than 6 points. Here's Atherton, gives in to Inman. Wide open, he lays it up, and it rolled off of the rim. Up, Gibbon lays it in. Gibbon gets his 13th field goal, cutting the Kentucky lead down to 2 points, 71-69. Coach Adolph Rupp yells something to Adrian Smith as he moves it up into front court with 1 minute and 18 seconds to go. He dropped it out of bounds. Adrian Smith took his eye off the ball and dropped it out of bounds. So Mississippi's got the ball back now, trailing by 2 points. Up in front court is Atherton. Got Hatton on him. Moving in. Takes a 25-foot jump shot that hits the rim and comes off. High for the rebound is Beck. Gives it up to Vernon Hatton, who slows the play down. Gets in front court. He's double-teamed. Pivots. Looks for somebody open. A high pass over to Beck, who's out deep. 50 seconds to go. Timeout, Kentucky, with 48 seconds to play. Well, the Cats made a very critical mistake then as they brought it into the court the last time. Adrian Smith passed over to Krigler, and as Krigler gave him the return pass, Smith quickly took his eyes off the ball, and it got away from him. It gave it to Ole Miss. They made a run at the basket, did not score, and Kentucky has got the ball back now with a timeout. They'll have it at the dividing line, and Jerry Calvert is coming back in. 48 seconds to go. Perhaps Coach Adolph Rupp will want to try to hold it out of play. Ed Beck, of course, will get a lot of credit for that because he was way high in the air for that rebound. Now it's Johnny Cox checking back in for the Wildcats. Beck is coming out of the game, and Ed, sitting on the bench with his head over and his hands buried, seems to be extremely tired, now putting his hands, burying it in a towel. Well, Kentucky leads at 71-69. Cats had a 4-point lead before Gibbon picked up his 13th field goal. Kentucky called the timeout. Now we're ready to go back to play. Well, what will Kentucky's choice be? To try to keep possession of the ball. They're going to line up as Ole Miss is going to pick them up. They line up with 4 men at the dividing line. Here's the pass by Calvert in backcourt to Johnny Brewer. It's Vernon Hatton that's come out along with Beck. Calvert gets it in front court for the Cats. Double team, hooks it over to Adrian Smith. Down the right to Krigler, 38 seconds to go. Krigler gives it over to Calvert. Breaks in, turns, 3 men go for him. He gives to Krigler and back to Calvert. Down the left side to Johnny Brewer. Brewer doesn't dribble, high pass to Calvert. 27 seconds to go, Kentucky with a 2-point lead. Down the left side to Adrian Smith. Breaks out to the free throw line, then turns, comes out deep with the ball. Gets 2 men on him, gives it over to Calvert, and a foul against Ole Miss, Bobby Williams. For Williams, his third one. There are 18 seconds in the ball game as Adrian Smith goes to the free throw line for 1 shot. And these, of course, are very important free throws since Mississippi has both inside rebounding positions. He shoots good. Adrian Smith got it. Now a bonus shot as Kentucky leads by 3 points with 18 seconds to go. He shoots, it's good. Kentucky takes a 4-point lead at 73-69. Ole Miss got the ball. Bobby Williams, unopposed, moves up in front court with Johnny Brewer playing him loosely. Breaks to the left against Krigler, goes for the basket, and Krigler blocked the shot. Johnny Cox rebounds. A 1-bounce dribble over to Calvert. 6, 5, 4. She's going to run out as Calvert moves in front court. Gives off to Smith. 2, 1. It's all over. How about it? Man, the Big Blue did it. We've got a personal foul called here right at the end of the ball game, and Adrian Smith, the little guy who came in here with a field goal and a free throw that gave Kentucky its 4-point winning margin, is on the free throw line. Smith up there for 1 shot as he was fouled as the ball game ended. He shoots and it's good. So Kentucky's final margin is going to be more than the 4 points. Adrian Smith on the line now for his bonus shot. It's good. So Adrian Smith picks up 6 points here in the last 2 minutes of play, and the Cats win by 6. Ed Beck, if it were just possible to tell you how the boy feels. His wife is very sick in Fort Valley, Georgia, and he's leaving by plane tomorrow morning at 6 to be with her and hope to rejoin the ball club at Starkville for that crucial game with Mississippi State Monday. Well, it's been a tremendous contest as these Rebels battle the Cats for everything they had. Kentucky finally broke a 69 all deadlock, and give a lot of credit to Vernon Hatton. We'll tell you about it here in just a moment. Say what's in a name. In the case of Crown Extra gasoline, sold by your neighborhood Standard Oil dealer, the product is all that the name implies. Really extra in volatility, in octane rating, in all-round performance, which is why Crown Extra gasoline is Kentucky's most popular premium motor fuel. Try a fill of Crown Extra and prove to yourself that Crown Extra gives your car that extra get-up-and-go, smooth, quiet, anti-knock performance and extra long mileage. This fine premium gasoline is especially designed to get superior service from today's high-compression motors. But older cars with motors impaired by engine deposits will also get a special lift from Crown Extra gasoline. Get seasonally graded Crown Extra gasoline from your nearby Standard Oil dealer today and see the difference it makes in your car. Well, here's the story on this ball game, which saw Kentucky down by 5 points, fall 11 points behind this fine Mississippi team in the second half. And with Vernon Hatton making his first appearance in a critical situation since his emergency appendectomy on the 31st of December, he led the Wildcats with 4 field goals and 6 free throws in a tremendous effort as Hatton brought the Cats from behind and had help from everybody on the club, of course. Well, in field goals tonight, it was Johnny Cox for Kentucky with 9, but he has to take the back seat to the fine shooting of left-hander Joe Gibbon, the Ole Miss captain, who pumped in 13 and picked up a total of 29 points as he hit 3 out of 6 free throws. However, it was the inability of Gibbon to hit at the free throw line late in the ball game that hurt the Rebels severely. Gibbon hit his first 3 free throws and then missed his next 3. He incidentally that could have meant a difference of 5 points, as Gibbon leads all scorers with 29. Wade Lindsey fouled out of the Mississippi lineup with 8 minutes 39 seconds to go, 17 points on 7 field goals and 3 out of 5 free throws. Here's the other Mississippi scoring. A reserve, Carter Brown, picked up 6 points on a field goal and 4 free throws as he missed 2 of his 6 tries. Jim Tom Atherton, a fine sophomore guard for the Rebels tonight, has picked up 7 points, 2 field goals and 3 out of 5 free throw chances. The other Mississippi scoring, 6 points for Waylon Inman, 2 field goals, 2 out of 4 free throws. 4 points for Jimmy Graves, a field goal and 2 free throws. Graves committed 4 fouls early in the ball game and then did not come back in after, as Inman took over and did a fine job in the pivot for him. That was the backbone of the Mississippi scoring. Bobby Williams was in the ball game but did not score. Carlton Garner started at forward, did not score. And that's the Mississippi scoring. Here's the Kentucky scoring. Johnny Cox tonight has picked up a total of 19 points. Cox had 9 field goals and 1 free throw out of 4 attempts. He led Kentucky with field goals. 4 field goals for John Krigler, who came up with a total of 10 points on 2 free throws in 5 attempts. And Vernon Hatton tonight, who came up with a total of 6 free throws and 4 field goals, and a total of 14 points, which was tremendous when Kentucky was behind. Hatton on the free throw line hit 6 out of 8 and got his 4 field goals right in the clutch. With Kentucky down by 9 points, Hatton hit 2 field goals and 3 field goals and twice stole the ball to get his field goals. Here's the other scoring for the Wildcats. Ed Beck tonight, who played a tremendous ball game, picked up 9 points, 3 field goals and 3 out of 4 on the free throw line. Jerry Calvert had another off night in the ball game, so to speak. He was held to 9 points, well under his 15-point average. He had only 1 field goal in each half. And on the free throw line, Calvert hit 5 out of 8. The other scoring for the Wildcats tonight, Adrian Smith, who came in on that free throw line in the second half, where he hit 8 out of 10, ended up with a total of 14 points, double his average for the season. Smith hit 8 out of 10 free throws and 3 field goals for 14 points to match the 14 by Vernon Hatton. Johnny Brewer was in the ball game just briefly, didn't score. As a matter of fact, Brewer did not take a shot. So that's the scoring for Kentucky, as they put tonight 4 men in double figures and Mississippi put 2. Kentucky was behind in the ball game by 35-30 at halftime, but the Cats managed to pull it out and win the contest 75-69. For the Kentucky Wildcats, it is a 6-point victory, although the score was tied at 63 all, 65 all, and 67 all. Then the Cats broke it open for a 2-point lead, moved it out to 4 before the Rebels could cut it back to 2 on a field goal by Gibbon at 71-69. From then, the Cats opened it on up with Adrian Smith hitting 4 free throws in the last 18 seconds of play. And so Kentucky gets a 75-69 victory over Mississippi and their 8th win in 9 Southeastern Conference games. Kentucky came into this game tonight leading the conference with a 7-1 record, and now they've made the record 8-1 to move out ahead of Tulane in the runner-up spot with a record of 5-2. Kentucky now has 1 less loss than Tulane and 3 more wins. The Cats will be in action again on Monday in another conference game against Mississippi State at Starkville. They will be practicing here in Memphis tomorrow, working out at the Memphis State Gymnasium before making the Sunday trip down to Starkville, and Sunday practice will be in Starkville. So that's the picture. It was a thrilling, exciting ball game as Kentucky beats Mississippi 75-69 in a thriller, and the Cats came from 5 points behind at halftime. They were down by 5 points at halftime, 35-30, as they were against Southern Methodist. Now, here's an ironical thing which we pointed out at halftime. Southern Methodist led Kentucky 5 points at halftime, and Kentucky beat them by 6 points. Tonight, Mississippi led Kentucky by 5 points at halftime, and Kentucky beat them by 6 points, repeating the feat of the Southern Methodist game. Well, that's the story on the Kentucky-Mississippi game. We'd like to thank our engineer, Heine Zimmerman of Memphis radio station WMC, and our fine statistician, Carl Ratliff. And this reminder that on next Monday night, February 11th, Standard Oil Company and Standard Oil dealers throughout Kentucky, Alabama, Georgia, Florida, and Mississippi will bring you the game between U of K and Mississippi State from State College. Be sure to listen in. Careless driving can wreck a fender or a family. Drive with care and back the attack on accidents. Now, this is Claude Sullivan speaking from Ellis Auditorium in Memphis, Tennessee, wishing you good night and a pleasant weekend. Your final score again, Kentucky 75, Mississippi 69. This is the Standard Oil Sports Network.